Welcome back, everyone, to the Creators Spotlight here on Fightful Overbooked. I'm Jeremy Lambert, and joined today with the top names in independent wrestling. He will be competing this Saturday, February 11th, in the JCW GCW Jersey J Cup. He is Yoya. Yoya, how you doing, man?
Yo, what's up? I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Now you have a little bit of a different path into the J Cup here. Everybody else is, a first round, and you were in, I believe, a scramble match here with Marcus Mathers, Dante Leone, Dylan McKay, Jack Cartwheel, and Cole Radrick. What?
Mhm.
Why are you being put in this position? Why can't you, why can't you get a one-on-one match in the first round?
I think one thing with GCW is in JCW, there's it's not JCW without a good scramble. Everyone in there, it's nuts. I have to keep up, but uh, can't answer why I don't have a singles or why I'm not in singles. The only thing I can answer is that I'm in a scramble with you know some of the top guys in the indie scene right now, and going into it, like I said, I'm pretty much the underdog, as much most people think I am, I guess, right? So I just got to prove myself and show that I can take these guys out and win this whole thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're facing some really top competitors. I'll list them off again. But Marcus Mathers, Dante Leone, Dylan
Yeah.
McKay, Jack Cartwheel, Cole Radrick. How much do you know kind of about each guy? And I know you've shared the ring with some of them, but what are you expecting, or what can fans expect from this match?
This match is gonna be crazy. I don't know what the fans can expect except crazy and just like again, we got some crazy international names. Jack Cartwheel, international. Uh, Dante Leone, Japan, no one of the top guys now. And then everyone else, Marcus Mathers, upcoming guy, and Cole Radrick just making a name for himself. I think he's one of the most versatile guys out there. He can do everything. And then there's me, and you know, my plan. I don't. They can all flip. They can do all that stuff. That's cool. But again, I'm just gonna kick them in the head if they try to do that. So that's the goal for this match.
I mean, you've got the MMA background, and you haven't been wrestling too long. But how'd you get started in wrestling?
Yeah. So done MMA for a long time. My first fight was freshman year. I started training in eighth grade, freshman year of high school. Not that old. Freshman year of high school. How I got into wrestling. I mean, I guess I was a fan as a kid, but I'm not going to say that's what got me into wrestling because I did stop watching for quite a while. I was on a New Japan show with Janai Kai, and I remember watching some of the matches. I was like, this looks pretty sick. I think this is something that I could do. And then a week later, because she's been training prior to me before that, but a week later I went to training with her, and it kind of just went from there. Kind of going off a roller coaster from there.
I mean, you were kind of put into a top position fairly early. I mean, I don't know how accurate Cage Match is, but according to Cage Match, you were facing Leo Rush at Bloodsport within one of
Yeah,
your first matches, and Leo Rush is, I mean, one of the top guys.
yeah. I started wrestling, give or take, about 3 years ago, so it was pretty crazy to be put in that spot and wrestle with someone like that. When I first started wrestling, I told Janai Kai Bloodsport was something that I'm going to do, and Leo Rush was someone that I wanted to wrestle, and it just so happened two of the things kind of matched out once. I think it was cool too because I think that was Leo's first time being in a setting like that, so it was cool to be, I don't know, an introduction to him doing that as well. So
What was your experience like at Bloodsport last year? Because we were actually doing a live podcast, and we'd just spoken to Ninja Mac, and you faced him at Bloodsport, and
mhm.
we watched the finish live on air, one of the gnarliest finishes we've ever seen. And I don't mean to bring up a bad memory
Yeah,
here, but what was it like being on the
I don't even
receiving end?
remember it. It's not even a memory. He kicked me in the head, and I can't remember that. From what I saw, it looked sick. I think that Bloodsport was awesome. I don't know. I think every Bloodsport is special in its own way, but something of being in that building, I think the crowd was just hot the whole way through. All the matches were great. Just that Bloodsport was incredible. And then I only remember what happened after my knockout. Don't ask me anything else before that.
It was again. It was sick. I'm sorry to bring that up, but it'll live forever, and maybe for not the best memory for you, but I apologize
Trust
for
me,
that.
I've seen gist of it nonstop, so it's all good.
Circling back to the Jacob quickly, tournament format,
Yeah.
1 day tournament format. You could wrestle. I mean, you have a scramble match, but then after that, you wrestle 4 more matches. After that, like, how do you prepare for something like this, and how you feeling about this format and potentially wrestling 5 matches on Saturday?
You know, I'm gonna start off with, my goal is to wrestle 5 matches and win the J Cup. I've always been in anything that I've done. I've always been a smaller guy. I've always been the underdog, whether it's MMA, amateur wrestling, pro wrestling. I've always wanted to prove people wrong and show that I'm able to, defy expectations, I guess, right? So 5 matches is what I'm going to do. Put that in my head now. Uh, how to prepare for something like that? I mean, again, I've done this my whole life, right? Having multiple matches in one day in amateur wrestling, you would have tournaments that would last all day, and you'd have 5 matches a day, and sometimes you'd have 10 in a weekend because if it's a 2 day tournament, you'll make it further and have those matches again. So this is something I feel like I've been preparing for quite a while, unintentionally, if that makes sense. I've been doing 5 matches a day for years, so I'm definitely ready for this. And I think that's what gives me the edge over anyone else coming into this tournament.
I mean, having the amateur wrestling background certainly it helps in all kind of these combat sports, and certainly wrestling. Of just the way you guys prepare compared to everybody else is completely on a different level.
Yeah, and I think again that's anytime I go into a match, I think that's what gives me the edge, even if I'm the smaller guy. Just getting my ass beat for hours on end my whole life. Nothing new.
With the collective coming up here, WrestleMania weekend, you took part in various collective matches. Again, Bloodsport's been a big one. You were part of the clusterfuck, Joey Janela Spring Break last year. What are you looking forward to this year with the collective and just the shows in general for WrestleMania weekend?
I think this collective is sick. I don't know. Having DDT there is awesome. Having GCW versus DDT is going to be cool. Bloodsport is there again, and I think the one that I'm looking forward to the most is emo fight. That's my favorite event. I've done emo fight in New York, and it's so cool. Hearing everyone's choice in songs when they come out and their attire when they come out. It's super cool. I love it. But I think this Bloodsport is gonna blow a lot of people out of blow a lot of people out of the water. Is that the right saying? I get hit in the head a lot, so I don't know if that's the right saying. But it's going to defy expectations for sure.
Do you have your song picked out for emo fight?
I do. So I'm not sure if I'm on emo fight yet, but if I am, I would love to walk out to Dakota. I that song.
Like this musical genre, not up my alley. I'm sure somebody will get it.
Somebody out there will know, right?
Yes.
You can be emo for a night, please.
I listen to a lot of Taylor Swift. I think some people will consider some of her songs a little emo. They're certainly emotional, but that is my genre of music.
You can have a Swiftie night.
Oh, myself and Denise Salcedo, we would have to definitely host that and have a grand old time.
Just an idea.
I like this. You should pitch Yoya's Swiftie night. I have no idea if you're a Taylor Swift fan, but everybody's got their own branding shows here.
I'm not, but my idea. I posted this last year, right after the emo fight. I said we need to have Yoya's K-pop night, K-pop fight. We just have everyone walk out the K-pop songs. I don't know, Brett. I'm just saying. Let me know.
Bubblegum Pop. I can't remember the name of the band who does that, but I don't know if you know the song Bubblegum Pop. That's a big K-pop. It was popular a few years ago. I would listen to that all the time.
I'll take a look into it after and put it in my hard drive.
I'll tell you what the band is here because now I'm thinking about it. But yes, that's a huge K-pop song that it was big a few years ago. Getting back to the world of professional wrestling, what have been some of your favorite places to wrestle in 2022, 2023? Because you've been traveling everywhere, DPW, freelance, beyond. What have some places have stuck out to you that you've really enjoyed working for?
Of course, GCW. I think that's like for me, GCW. There's nothing like it. You know what I mean? It's just a whole other experience. Wrestling for GCW fans are awesome. Next to GCW, of course, JCW. I'm also a big fan of wrestling at VXS and GPW. I think they're going to do some great things this year. Definitely be on the lookout for them. You know, VXS is back up and running again. DPW has been doing some sick stuff. So just super exciting time for me to be around all those promotions. I'm super lucky and blessed to be there as well.
Do you have an opponent in mind or opponents in mind for Collective Weekend? You're like, I want to really step in the ring against this guy and test myself.
I want to wrestle Leo Rush again for sure. That's ever since the first match we've had, I've always wanted another singles with him with ropes this time. I love Bloodsport, but I think I want to be able to test myself in another setting.
Oh. Lost Yoya. Hey,
I'm back,
you're fine.
I'm sorry.
So yeah. Phone call alarm.
Again, phone call. But
yes.
Again,
anytime people
for sure.
Anytime people do these things on their phone, you see the black screen. It's like, oh, they probably got a phone call or the alarm went off.
I'm professional. I'm so sorry. But Leo Rush for sure. You know, one match that I really do want is Yoya. Yoya versus Yoya. Why not? You know.
Right. That sells itself right there.
Of course.
Why would
you not?
Right. You could potentially face Leo Rush in the finals of the J Cup. I know it's a long ways away. You guys are on opposite sides of the bracket, but yeah, it's there. It's there.
I hope so. You know, I'm pretty confident that I'll make it. You know, I remembered I lead Leo Rush in the face a lot, so we'll see if he's willing to get back in there with me. We'll see. But
I want to ask. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I want to ask you about your Twitter banner, which is Serpentico replying to you, Jaja. What if it's Yoya sucks 6969? What is this about?
Well, before we move forward, it's kind of goes a piece of shit. We got there, and I think I was asking people which should my Steam username be on PC because I play video games, or something about like an Xbox gamer tag, something stupid. And him being him just won't leave me alone. He just decides to comment that. And you know, speaking of Serpentico, I tried to get away from this guy as often as I can. I do my work to get away from him. And the one time we were in Chicago for War Games, out of all places, we end up staying in the same hotel next door to each other. Like, this guy sucks. Leave me alone. Whatever.
He's an absolute menace. Like, he's trying to terrorize Nyla Rose on social media. He's coming after you.
Yeah.
I mean, does he not have anything better to do?
Apparently not. But I know next time I see him, I'm gonna beat his ass regardless. So yeah, I don't like Serpentico. Guy sucks.
I will be fairness in my professionalism here. Serpentico has been kind to me. He's done a gaming stream with me before, so he's always been nice to me. Maybe I can mend some fences here between you guys.
Don't let that fool you. You know, he's being nice to you now, and next thing you know, you're looking away. He takes $5 out of your pocket. You don't even know it. Don't let him fool you. He's a dick.
Have you met Luther?
Yeah, I have at DPW. That's where I first met Serpentico as well. Mind you, this is the first time I met him after he did all that shit talking on Twitter. Shows you the kind of character he is. I'm just saying.
Luther, nice guy though. Any issues with him?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Not
yet. Luther's cool. He's awesome.
He's a Japanese deathmatch legend.
Yeah, it's insane, and he's still going strong now. It's crazy. I hope when I, get old Luther's not old. Don't beat my ass. But I'm saying when I get older, I hope I can still keep, you know, keep up and do the same things he's doing.
What do you like to do in your downtime, Yoya?
Man. So when I'm not wrestling, and I'm not being bothered by Serpentico, and I'm not being bothered by Janai Kai, I'm just kidding. Don't beat my ass. I like to play video games. You know, that's like my hobby. I mean, the gym and all that stuff doesn't count. I I go to the gym, whatever. But outside of that, I'm a big gamer. You know, that's how I spend a lot of my time. If not, I'm watching wrestling, and if not, I'm just terrorizing people on Twitter and just talking shit.
What are some of your favorite games?
So as of recently, I've been playing a lot of Valorant nonstop. Play Tekken. I play this new game. It's a boxing game. It's called Undisputed. It's really cool. And I also play Dead by Daylight. A lot of multiplayer games.
There we go. All right, who's your go-to in Tekken?
So my main is Paul. If not Paul, and I'm getting a little bored, I'll play Miguel.
Okay. See, I go Eddie on Tekken.
I used to play Eddie. He's the man.
Yeah. That's who I typically roll with on Tekken.
Yes, he's the best.
All right. So we talked some gaming. We talked some terrorizing people on Twitter.
Terrorizing.
I also
Yes.
I wanted to ask you about your shirt there. I don't know if people can see it. They see it's the Stone Cold. It's the Stone Cold University shirt, old school throwback.
Old school.
Was that your guy growing up?
No.
Not even a Stone Cold fan?
No. Stone Cold is not no. I like Stone Cold. He's cool. But he wasn't my go-to guy, but I do like the shirt, of course. You know, I recently just got into it. I've been on the prowl for a bunch of like vintage stuff, and more so vintage wrestling shirts. I'm trying to be as cool as Amo. Amo has a lot of cool wrestling shirts.
He does. He's posting like a shirt a day, which is.
And I'm like, where are you finding these? Because whenever I go thrifting or shopping, I can't find anything. You know. Well, I don't know. Maybe he has the plug that I don't know of, but. Yeah, I'm looking, but yeah, it's, if anyone wants to buy it, you can cash out me $1,000 because I wore it. So let me know.
So is that the coolest one you've found kind of out in the wild?
So I found this. Of course, I found this. Obviously, I found an Eddie Guerrero one, which is cool. I was gonna buy the Undertaker one. But it was $125. I was like, you know.
Yeah, a little pricey, but I mean, you know.
I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I'll give you $25, but
shirts are expensive nowadays.
It's crazy. I think I might have. I don't have merch right now, but I'm about to. I think I might up my shirt price to $80. Sorry, guys. It's just the way it's got to be.
I mean, the rate of inflation's going up and everything. You got to make a living.
I know. I can't play video games and talk shit and make money off that. You know.
Some people can. I mean, people somehow are making a good living off of that.
Yeah. I can't. I'm too awkward. I don't know how to talk to people.
Who was your wrestler growing up?
All right. So I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, okay. So as a kid, when I was like young, I think my favorite. I always liked Rey Mysterio. I know a lot of people say that. I know I don't really wrestle like Rey, but it's just the fact that he was small. You know, I thought that was always cool. I was also a big fan of RVD and Jerry. All right. Before we move forward to anyone else, my top guy. Who do you think my top guy is? Yes,
RVD would have been a good shout. I mean, I always just want to go with the usual suspects here of like The Rock and people like that. But I feel like yours is going to be, because you've asked me, I'm going to go with Scotty Too Hottie.
I like Scotty, but no. Okay, so my number 2 is Jimmy Wang Yang. He would be number
Okay.
one, but every time I see him in person, he always shit talks me. So I'm like, I don't know, guy. You're number two. My number one. You ready?
Yes.
Mark Jindrak.
Oh, okay. Okay. I definitely did not expect that.
Mark Jindrak's sick. He's sick. I tell everyone asks me what my favorite wrestler is, and they're like, "That's Cap." No, no, he's not. But yeah, he's incredible. He's incredible. When he tag teamed with Sean O'Hare, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved
Mark
it.
Jindrak. He got screwed out of Evolution, and
Yes.
it could have been a much different career for him.
It's okay. Once I get money and start my own show, I'll book him to be my champ. No worries.
I can't. I mean, Batista ended up being in the group, and Batista that's one of my favorites. So I can't.
Batista's
really,
cool, but I think Mark Jindrak's cooler. I also like who else do I like? I really like those like out there wrestlers. You know what I mean? Just the most random wrestler. Like no one who says Mark. No offense. Who says Mark Jindrak is their favorite wrestler? Me.
Why does Jimmy Wang Yang shit talk you? What is this beef?
I don't know. It just happened out of nowhere. You know, I was. He was so nice when I first met him, and I think the more I started talking to him, the more he started talking shit, and I was like, this guy sucks. He's not at wrestling. He's really good at wrestling. This guy sucks.
Sucks as a person, just
Yeah.
baseless attacks.
But I will say, if he's ever listening to this, I do want to tag team with him at one point before he's done wrestling. So let me know. Maybe we can
There
put
you
the
go.
beef aside for a couple minutes.
I would say, can you guys coexist?
I think I can. I don't know if he can. We'll see.
Last one for you here. When was you're still young in the sport and you still hopefully have a long career ahead of you, but when was a moment where you were in the ring wrestling whoever it might have been and it just kind of like clicked for you and it's like, oh, I'm good at this and I belong here?
I don't know if I had that moment yet. Like, I've had matches where I go, man, like that was a really good match, or I felt like that was a really good match, right? But I feel like I have so much to learn still, and I feel like, you know, there's so many quality guys, top guys, that I'm still trying to, you know, be up there as, or like try to keep up with and stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't think I will ever really say that I'm good at this or that I'm built for this, because I'm like, that's like, I don't know, amateur wrestling side of me or competitiveness of me that I've always wanted to get better, you know? So there's always that part of me that will probably never let me feel that way, you know what I mean? So I don't know how to answer that question, but that's how I'm going to answer it.
That's understandable. Everyone is always improving, always evolving, but you know, a lot of people just when they're in the ring with somebody, and it's like, oh, I belong here. Like I can hold my own with this guy who everybody perceives as one of the top guys out there.
Yeah, and again, I always throw it out there. Like, I think the Leo Rush match made me feel like you know, that was one of my biggest tests, you know? I don't know if people would agree, but I felt like I did okay. And, you know, I just want to keep having that feeling moving forward, you know what I mean? I want to keep having those big matches.
For sure. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
Don't come to my house, please. But you can find me at Twitter at the only Yoya. So TheOnly. And it's the same thing for Instagram as well. So Twitter and Instagram.
There you go. Yo-Yo will be in action this Saturday at the Jersey J Cup. That'll be on Fight Plus. Everyone can check that out. He has a scramble match as part of the first round of the tournament. Yoya, thank you for doing this. Best of luck in the J Cup this weekend, and then best of luck Mania weekend. Good luck. Get the matches you want. Go out there, get the matches that you want. And
thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No, it's going to be great, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we will talk to y'all later on here on Fightful Overbooked.